We will,
Namaste.
we will commence with Gayatri Mantra. Om.
No, nothing I pressed. Nothing I pressed.
Ushaji, you are muted.
Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste and a very warm welcome to you. Sorry, somebody's not muted. And a special warm welcome to all our guests who have joined us online from all over the world. The honor is all mine to introduce you to our speaker, Dr. Satish Prakash, for today's Back to the Vedas program. In 1974, Dr. Satish Prakash graduated from the University of Guyana with a degree in Spanish and French. Dr. G, namaste, hola,
Namaste.
or bonjour.
Yeah, when she asked me
Bonjour,
the question,
bonjour.
I'll be
Yes, very nice.
20 minutes. And then I'm like, what? It's happening? So, and you know what happened? I just woke up and
Ushaji, unmute. Sorry, the host has muted me, so that's the reason it's going off. In 1977, or in 1977 in India, he studied Sanskrit grammar and etymology according to the ancient methods of Gurukul instruction. In 1985, he earned his Doctor of Philosophy degree from Gurukul Kangri University, Haridwar, India. Doctor has had intensified discussions with celebrated scholars involved in researching the Vedas. Doctor brings to the West an in-depth understanding of the Vedic interpretation structured thousands of years ago and now rejuvenated by Rishi Dayanand in modern times. Doctor resides in New York City and travels to many countries, lecturing on the Vedas and allied subjects. Doctor, it is indeed our privilege and honor to host you this evening. I now hand over to you.
I thank you very much, Pandita Usha Harikaran. Pandita, can you hear me? Pandita Usha, can you hear me? Okay. Now, I have been admitting people into the room, but can somebody take over this task so I can go straight into the lecture? Who will admit those who are coming into the room?
I will.
You will? Okay. Pandita Usha Harikaran. Okay. Very good. Now, brothers and sisters, here we go. Some of you who know my book on And the Havan will know that we wrote a book called Arya Satsanga Pradeep. And in the same way, we wrote another book called Arya Sanskara Pradeep. So this talk today is basically taken from the book we wrote. I don't want to say I wrote, we wrote, and it's called Arya Satsang Pradeep. This is the introduction to that book. I was going to speak off my memory, but somebody told me, no, please bring it online so that people who are listening to you can also see the ideas being written on screen. So here we go. I have it here, and I've added the words South Africa Arya Samaj, and I've added below the psychology of Vedic worship. I've added a study of the Sandhya mantras. Now, brothers and sisters, namaste. Let me also chant the mantra. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, today you and I are studying in an hour, as much as we can get through, all about the Sandhya, and I hope I can finish. You and I know that there are 5 great daily duties that Rishi Dayanand recommended for me and for you. One of them is called the Sandhya. In fact, the first one is called the Sandhya, and in another term, it is called Brahma Yajna. Brahma means Vedas. Brahma can also mean Sandhya. And so Brahma Yajna is actually the performance of the Sandhya. And I have here, I'm trying to define the word Sandhya. And I'm going to go into something that the introduction doesn't cater for. And I'm going to break this word Sandhya into Sam and Dhya. This is originally an M, but because of this D, this M becomes an N, Sandhya. And basically, the Sandhya is a meditation. Some people claim that Arya Samaj doesn't have meditation. That's not true. Sandhya is a meditation. Westerners, when they do meditation, they seek to make the mind blank. And they do that based on a sutra, Dhyanam Nirvishayam Manaha. Dhyan is to make, in their translation, in their estimation, dhyana meditation is blanking out the mind. But we in the Arya Samaj say that the nature of the mind is to think. You can't never really make the mind blank. The nature of the mind is to think. So from a Vedic, Arya Samajic, Dayanandic perspective, Sandhya is to focus the mind on some very great ideas. And in focusing the mind on ideas, this is what we say. In the Sandhya, the soul meditates on both itself, meditates on God, itself, and the universe. Sandhya, please, please mute yourself. Somebody needs to mute yourself. Please mute everybody. Please mute yourself. In the Sandhya, we meditate on, of course, ourselves. We need to know ourselves. We need to know who God is, and we need to know what is the nature of the world in which we live. And in so doing, we seek to discover our relationship that we have with God and the world. As I said, Sandhya is made up of the prefix, the preposition sam, and the verbal root dhyayi, which converts into dhya. And it means to think in a structured manner. It is the nature of the mind. It is the nature of the mind to think. But you and I think in a very agitated way. You and I think in a very scattered way. We think of this, and then we think of that, and then we think of that, and then we think of that, and our mind goes like this. And in the Yoga Darshan, the mind is described like a monkey jumping around. That's how our mind thinks. But Sandhya gets us to think, here it is, in an ordered manner. That's how we think. We think in an ordered manner. The mere fact that man errs is proof enough that he does not think in an ordered manner. And so the rishis wanted me and you to learn the skill, learn the art of thinking in an ordered manner. And so they gave us the ritual, if you may. They gave us the yajna, if you may, that would teach us how to think in an ordered manner. I have here as part of my essay that the Sandhya is as old as the Veda itself. The first rishis were the ones, the rishis to whom the Vedas were revealed. They were the ones who used the mantras of the Vedas to focus their minds and represent thinking that would be standard for later generations. And they knew that the word mantra comes from man, which means the mind, and tra, which means to protect. And mantras are those ideas that protect the mind. Some ideas would not protect the mind. Some ideas would lead us into sensuality. Some ideas, and you know what I'm talking about, would lead us into sensuality. Some ideas would make us want to eat a lot. Some ideas would make us want to hear gossip. Some ideas may want to make us see things that we shouldn't see. Some ideas may make us say things that we shouldn't say. But mantras of the Vedas protect the mind and keep us away from seeing what we shouldn't see, keep us away from hearing what we shouldn't hear, keep us away from saying what we shouldn't say, etc. Shri Ram did Sandhya, Shri Krishna did Sandhya. I will make this essay available to the South Africa Arya Samaj so that they can share it. But for now, Shri Ram did Sandhya, Shri Krishna did Sandhya, Rishi Dayanand did Sandhya, and you and I should do Sandhya. Books like Manusmriti, ancient books, they talk of the value of performing Sandhya. In the current age, the International Arya Samaj practices a form of Sandhya made up of 19 mantras, and they're taken principally from the 4 Vedas. Those 19 mantras are taken principally from the 4 Vedas. And Rishi Dayanand included the Sandhya as a procedure in a book called the Panch Maha Yajna Vidhi, and also in the Sanskar Vidhi. Now this is where
with the reference work for now, this must be a paper that he delivered.
Is someone saying something? Yes. So we now begin with the first act in the Sandhya. And the first act is the act of Achamana. And we place our right palm into our left palm. And we chant Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya. We chant Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya. And we sip that water 3 times. The first act ordained in the procedure of the Sandhya is that of Achamana. And let me break that word for you. A means from all directions, and cham, verbal root, means to sip, and ana means the act of. So the act of sipping waters from all directions. Spiritually speaking, psychologically speaking, we sip water, the waters that would wash our mind, the waters of knowledge that would wash our mind, because our mind is filled with so many stains and taints of wrong thinking, wrong speaking, wrong assessments, wrong execution of the senses we have. So the question is, why are we sipping 3 times? I said we place our right palm into our left palm and we place some water, a little water, and we chant Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya and we sip 3 times. Some people chant the mantra 3 times, each time sipping. Rishi Dayanand says to chant the mantra 1 time and to sip 3 times. Whichever way you do it, I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. All I'm saying is that Rishi Dayanand says chant the mantra once and you sip thrice. Now, why do we sip 3 times? As part of the effort to understand the Sandhya, there's a very valid question that arises, and that question is, well, why sip 3 times? And we are answering that by saying that in Vedic literature, the human body is called Pinda, which is a microcosm, a small world. And this world is called Brahmanda, which is a big world, a macrocosm. And the human body reproduces the plan of the cosmos. This body that you and I have reproduces the plan of the cosmos. And we are saying that laws that govern the cosmos are also laws that govern the body. And we are further saying that this cosmos has 3 worlds, earth, sky, and heaven. And the body also has 3 worlds. The body also has 3 worlds. Look at me. 1 world. Pandita Harikaran, do you see me? Yes or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now this is the first world. This is your heaven and my heaven. This is your heaven and my heaven. And in this heaven, look at me, all the gods are here. The eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, all the gods. These are called the devas. Oh, they're all right in this heaven. They live in this heaven. Watch me. This is your sky and my sky. In this world, all the principal airs, the vayus, the airs, A-I-R-S, they flow in our sky. In our sky. And below from the navel going down is our earth. In this part, we reproduce. We create our own kind when we reproduce children. So this is our heaven. This is our sky. And going down from the navel is our earth. When we sip the water 3 times, we seek to protect our heaven, we seek to protect our sky, and we seek to protect our earth. The human earth is called Bhumi because it gives birth and it fosters existence. The sky is called Antariksh because inside the human sky, we can iksh. Iksh means to see. Antar means inside. Our sky is called Antariksh because inside the human sky, we can see and behold our own soul and our God. In the same way, the human heaven is called Dyaw because in it, the sun of knowledge, the intellect shines. So when we sip the waters of Achmana, we seek to drink, as it were, purifying waters that flow from continually all possible sources to help purify these 3 worlds. Now, here's a question. Well, why water? Why water? Why sip water? And we say in response, water occupies a position of exalted importance in Vedic rituals. In sipping water, one is reminded of its wondrous qualities. Water has wondrous qualities, the qualities of cleansing, cooling, and being humble. When there's a rainfall, watch me, the water would come down from the mountaintops and still come down on the trees and come down from the trees onto the earth and would not stop flowing until it reaches the lowest point on the earth. And it points to the humility inherent in water. So you and I, when we sip water, we must seek to cool ourselves. We must cleanse ourselves. We use water in the bathroom to cleanse ourselves. We use water in the bathroom to cleanse ourselves. We use water to cool ourselves. When we are hot, we drink a glass of water. and we cool our body. And then the ability of water to be humble, we imbibe humility in ourselves. So when we sip water, these are the qualities we seek to emulate. Now the first mantra, Om Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shanyodabhisravantu Nah. And the simple translation is, in this, like the Aryan prayer, the book in South Africa, the Aryan prayer, we also have a Havan book in New York and Canada called the Arya Satsang Pradeep in the United States and Canada, in Trinidad, in Guyana, in Suriname. Some people have it in in Holland, in England. It's gone all over the place. The simple translation of the first mantra is, may the all-pervading Divine Mother, and we're talking of Apaha Devi, Om Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya Apo Devi Apa, the all-pervading Divine Mother, we're talking about God, the bestower of light and happiness, the bestower of light and happiness. May the all-pervading Divine Mother, the bestower of light and happiness, may she shun us, S-H-A-M. May she help us to satisfy the cravings of our body and satisfy the cravings of our soul. And there are two words in the mantra. I'll tell you what they are. And we're talking about understanding one is called Abhishti, and one is called Piti. These two words will come up again and again. Abhishti. Here, listen for these two words. Om Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya. Listen again. Om Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya. Apo Bhavantu Pitaye. The two words Abhishti and Piti. Abhishti means satisfying the cravings of your body. Watch me. Hunger. When you're hungry, you hold on to your stomach. When you're thirsty, you hold on to your throat. And in both cases, you run to the kitchen and you run to the fridge and you run to the faucet. You have cravings in the body, but you also have cravings of the soul. When you're sad, your soul wants happiness. When you're agitated, your soul wants happiness. When you're angry, your soul wants happiness. When you gossip, your soul wants happiness. When you listen to gossip, your soul is empty. It wants happiness. So in this mantra, and I will make this document available to the South Africa Arya Samaj, and they will distribute it to all those of you who are here. We have 72 people with us. Abhishti and Piti. Abhishti says, we are hungry in the body, we crave. And Piti means we are hungry in our soul and we crave spiritually. When you cry, you crave for satisfaction. When you cry, when you stamp your feet on the floor, when you take your phone and you throw it at the person you love the most, there's hunger in the soul. May I learn the art, we are saying in the Sandhya, whereby we satisfy the hunger in our body and the hunger in our soul. I wouldn't spend all the time on this essay because then I wouldn't finish in the hour, but I'm saying, let's go. And if we are, well, let me tell you quickly again. Abhishti, every minute of our life, 5 fires consume us. The fire of lust, of anger, of greed, infatuation, and vanity. They consume us. And we need to cool our minds, and we need to cool our soul. In quotes, we need to cool. We cool, and only the waters of Achamana can cool us. And the source of this cooling itself is called Shanyu in the mantra. Shanyorabhisravantuna Shanyu. So the three thematic words, one is called Abhishti, one is called Piti, and one is called Shanyu. These are three thematic words. When you know these three words, you're beginning to understand Sandhya. Again, I'll make this document available. Piti is spiritual fulfillment. It's a realm of existence unknown to the embodied soul that is bound to ignorance. Through Sandhya, the soul wants to discover the domain that we call Piti. Let's continue. The second mantra. Now, God gave me and you a car to travel in the direction to two stations. God gave us a car. Here is a car. And with this car, we are going to drive to two stations in life. One station is called Abhishti. And Abhishti is physical satisfaction. And after that, the second station is called Piti, spiritual satisfaction. We cannot arrive at spiritual satisfaction unless we have experienced physical satisfaction. And what to do first? When you go on a long distance drive, I live in the United States, and when we go to Canada, we tune up our cars. We fill it up with petrol, gas, and we look at the mobile oil so that I remember my dad every morning when we had a van. I don't know to drive a car, but my dad every morning would have a dipstick and would check the amount of mobile oil. If the amount of oil is not enough, your car engine is gonna burn. I don't know if the technology in the car has changed, perhaps. But you need to tune up your engine, or else your car would start malfunctioning halfway in the engine. So watch. Om Vak Vak. Watch me, everybody. We tune up in preparing for the travel to Abhishti and Piti, to physical satisfaction and spiritual satisfaction. Watch what we do. Om Vak Vak. Om Pranaha Pranaha. Om Chakshuru Chakshuru. Om Shmutram Shmutram. Om Nabhi. Om Hridayam. Om Kantaha. Om Shiraha. Om Bahubhyam Yashobalam. Om Karatala Karaprishte. We check all the pressure points in the body. We check our speech. If we can't speak in a healing manner, in a sweet manner, in a manner to communicate what we feel in our mind without hurting the feelings of the other person, of the listener, if we can't do that, this car is going to ground to a halt. Touch this and touch this. If we can breathe in enough oxygen to oxygenate the inner organs of the body, the car will collapse. Touch this and touch this and touch this. If we can't read words of wisdom like a GPS, when you're in your physical car, if you cannot consult a GPS, your car will grind to a halt. If you can't consult God's wisdom in sacred writings, your car spiritually in the direction of Piti will grind to a halt. So you need to check the body. And then when you find there's flaw here and flaw here, sorry, here and here and here and here, your sexual discipline, and here, your emotions, if you have hate here, hate. If you find those flaws, then the most intelligent thing to do would be to cleanse the flaws. And look at the word punatu. Om bhuhu punatu shirasi. Punatu means, oh God, cleanse, cleanse. Help me cleanse. Help me purify. Punatu. Om bhuhu punatu shirasi. Om Bhuvaha Punatu Netrayo, Om Swaha Punatu Kanthe, Om Mahaha Punatu Hridaye, Om Janaha Punatu Nabhyam, Om, you're touching your feet now, Om Tapaha Punatu Padayo, Om Satyam Punatu Punaha Shirasi, Om Kham Brahma Punatu Sarvatra. Watch this. My thoughts, if my thoughts are dirty, I will see everything wrong. If my vision is dirty, I will speak everything harsh and insulting and wrong. And when I speak insulting and wrong, I will generate hate. Om Bhupunatu Shirasi, Om Bhuvahapunatu Netrayo, Om Swahapunatu Kanthe, Om Mahapunatu Hridaye. But if I think right, I will start seeing right. If I see right, I will start speaking right. If I speak right, I will have love in my heart. If I have love in my heart, my sexual discipline will be right. Touch my navel, my sexual discipline will be right. And if my sexual discipline is right, I will have mobility in my body. Those people who agitate there, pardon my saying this, we have sisters here, but this is what the Sandhya is saying. If you agitate the sexual organs, you will have no strength in your body limbs. And Sandhya is teaching me and you not to make the mind blank as Western yoga teachers say, but as Vedic teachers of yoga say, you fill the mind with mantra, with thoughts protective of the mind, with thoughts protective of the mind. Mantra, protecting the mind. Tra, protect mind. The only, and I'm making a very, a statement that can get me into trouble. The only proper perspective of meditation comes from Vedas and Arya Samaj. And it's a tall claim, but it's the truth after years of study. After years of study, the only people whom I think understand what meditation is all about are people who have access to mantras. And it becomes the function of the Arya Samaj internationally to put this out more and more. That's why this program that they call Back to the Vedas, such programs are needed more and more. Let me see how much time I have left. It is now 11:02. I have 28, my 11:02. I have 28 minutes left. I hope I can finish. Or I would invite the president of the South Africa Arya Samaj to perhaps have a second session. I can't rush this, and I have to treat it with some depth so that at least whatever I focus on, or whatever we focus on, you can understand. If there needs be, I encourage South Africa Arya Samaj to have a second session. Now, we say, Om Bhupunatu Shirasi, and so we punatu. We cleanse and we cleanse and cleanse all the organs of the body, especially the outside organs. We cleanse it of all defects, all dirt, so that my car would not run aground as I travel and I travel and I travel and I consult the Veda GPS. I consult and I consult and I arrive first at Abhishti, and then I seek to arrive second at Piti. Abhishti and Piti. Om Shanno Devi Abhishtaye Apo Bhavantu Pitaye. Abhishtaye becomes Abhishtaya by a rule of grammar. Let's continue. Let's continue. And then, here we go. We survey and think of, in meditation, of our breath, our vision, our hearing, our sensual impulses, our emotions, our food, our thoughts, our actions, how well society thinks of us, and our private and public life. Watch me. Private and public life. The last mantra. Private and public life. Private and public life. Let's continue. The third mantra. When we seek to, Here we go. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha. Let me put this like this. Om Bhu. Watch me. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha. Sorry. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. My thoughts, my vision, my speaking, my emotions, my sensual discipline, my body movements, and my thoughts again. That's what Sandhya does for me and for you. And when we are done with the body, look at me. When we are done with the body, we now go to the work. And by the way, before we move off from the body, we chant in the New York Arya Samaj. We chant in the New York Arya Samaj. This is what we chant. I hold my breath when I say Om Bhu, and we do pranayam. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. We chant. I hold my breath in sacred awe and pray, O God of life, O holy God of bliss, O Father great and wise and true, this day my soul arrives thy glorious feet to kiss. Pandita Shobha, can you read this for me? In the process described so far, can you read it for me, please?
Ji Bhai Sahib. In the process described so far, the human soul has sought to understand how his body works and so purify it. Now he proceeds to understand how this immense universe works and how it was created. It is only after he understands both his body and the universe can he seek to reconcile his microcosm with the macrocosm.
Only, thank you, Ben. Only, watch me. Only when you discover that the laws operative in this body are the same laws operative in the big cosmos. Only when you understand the correlation between heaven, sky, and earth here will you be able to understand the operations of heaven, sky, and earth there. Microcosm, macrocosm, Pinda, Brahmanda. Now we go to the 5th, 6th, and 7th mantras. And they are called Aghamarshana for a reason. For a reason. Watch me. Agha means sin, meaning wrong applications of the senses. Not sin in a biblical sense, but sin in a violative sense. And what does sin means? Watch me if I can put it down. Watch me, everybody. Papa, the word for sin is papa. Watch this. Pa means to drink, a means should not, and pa means to drink. Papa, pa means to drink, a means not, and pa means to drink. Watch, to drink that which should not be drunk is pap. But we don't only drink here, we drink here. We drink here. We drink here. We drink here. We drink through the mind. We consume food that should not be eaten. We take in smell that should not be taken in. We take in air, foul air that should not be taken in. We take in objects in terms of sight, meaning things you see that should not be seen. We hear what should not be heard. We taste what should not be tasted. We pick up what should not be picked up. We conceptualize thoughts that are unhealthy in our minds. All of that is called papa. So Rishi Dayanand is saying in this meditation, you should marshana. Watch me, watch me. Ana means the act of, and marsh means to rub into nothingness. Watch, everybody. The act of rubbing into nothingness. What? Agha. All your violative actions. Not biblical sin. The sin of eating the wrong fruit. Not that. And we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about us. And you can only rub your wrong inclinations and tendencies into nothingness when you think of this vast cosmos. When you think of vastness, you give up pettiness. Watch me. When you think of vastness, you give up pettiness. When you think of big things, you focus less on the small thing. Oh, you know what? He picked up my pen from my desk. Look at this. I went into my office one day and I leave my 6 pens in a glass. When I came, there were only 4. And I got angry because somebody picked up my 2 pens. Look at this. Small. But if this morning I were to think of how the sun came into existence, and the moon, and the stars, and the skies, and the 9 planets, and how they rotate, if I were to think of that vastness, then the thoughts of the 2 pens would disappear from my mind. You want to rub your sinful inclinations into nothingness, then go out there early morning and watch the rising sun and ask, how does this phenomenon take place? The sun. They say, well, the sun doesn't really rise. It's the movement of the earth when it moves around. When it moves around, imagine the sun is here and the sun moves around. This part of the sun gets light. That's when the sun rises. The sun doesn't really rise. But you and I don't know that. When you understand the cosmic phenomenon of what rising of the sun means, what setting of the sun means, what once a month the full bloom of the moon means, what dark night means when there's no moon. When you understand these cosmic operations, that's what Rishi Dayanand says. Every time there's dark nights, you do a hawan. It's called Amavasya Hawan. And every time there's full moon, you do another one. That's called a Purnima. Why do you do it? To be aware of cosmic operations. And when you're aware of cosmic operations, you don't care anymore about the 2 pens. And then you say, Om Ritancha Satyancha Abhidhat Tapasodhyajayata. Watch this. I have a point here about extreme egoism, and we have low self-esteem. One thing that causes you to do wrong things is that you feel so egoistic about yourself. And you look at me, you look down on those people down there. Those people, not we people, those people, you look down upon them. That causes you to do things out of character. And when you have low esteem, you know what? I'm going to pick up this thing from the store because nobody will really notice. You don't think highly of yourself. So it's either extreme egoism causes you to do wrong things, or extreme low self-esteem that causes you to do wrong things. And when you get this document from the South Africa Arya Samaj, you will understand what Abhiman is. I wouldn't go into that, or what Avaman is, and I wouldn't go into that now, or else I'm going to be, I will really be behind time. I have another 16 minutes left. I think, let me see. I have another 16 minutes left. So when we study the mantras, the Aghamarshana mantras, Om Ritancha Satyancha Abhidhat Tapasodhyajayata Tato Ratriyajayata Tatah Samudro Arnavah Samudradarnavadadip Samvatsaro Ajayata Ahoratrani Vidadhad Vishwasya Mishato Vashim Om Surya Chandrama Saudhata yatha purvam akalpayat divam cha prithivim cha antarikshamatho swaha. This is what we're seeing. Pandit Bharat, are you there?
Yes, Guruji.
Can you please read number 1 for me?
Okay, sure. In the beginning, knowledge first became manifest.
Read it
Based
again.
on,
Read it again.
in the beginning, knowledge first became manifest.
Continue.
Based on this knowledge, the universe was designed. Both knowledge and the universe were produced effortlessly through the conscious, indomitable, ignited will force of God. The plan of the creation was in the cosmic mind of the Creator before the actual act of creation took place.
That's what the first mantra is essentially saying. I will ask Pandita Arti Shannon to read this statement again. In the beginning,
In the
you need to
beginning,
unmute.
knowledge first became manifest. Based on this knowledge, the universe was designed. Both knowledge and the universe were produced effortlessly through the conscious, indomitable, ignited will force of God. The plan of the creation was in the cosmic mind of the Creator before the actual act of creation took place.
You and I need to understand that. It didn't, this creation, this cosmos did not come out from a magical wand. Let there be light, and there was light. It was a conscious act of designing. Better than the word create is the word design. Because many times people feel that to create means to bring something out of nothing. And sometimes it would yield that meaning. Design. The designer designed the universe. He designed it, and he designed it from materials. It didn't come by magic. He designed the cosmos from primordial matter. When you understand that every effect comes from a cause, you're beginning to understand the logic ingrained in the universe. And when you understand the logic ingrained in the universe, logicality will add a dimension to your being that would make you a very attractive human being. Pandit Satgurji, can you read number 2?
The cosmos is dissolved by the same will force. After a prolonged state of dissolution, a new cycle of cosmic creation commences. Each cycle of creation is followed. Each cycle is a new cycle of cosmic creation commences. Each cycle of creation is followed by a cycle of dissolution, and then again by another cycle of creation. Creation means dynamics, movement, and dissolution, statics, inertia. Both make up the logical order in which nature functions.
Thank you very much, Pandita Usha. Can you read the same number 2 again? Pandita Usha Devi Prasad.
The cosmos is dissolved by this same will force. After a prolonged state of dissolution, a new cycle of cosmic creation commences. Each cycle of creation is followed by a...
Sorry, go back. Each cycle.
Each cycle of creation is followed by a cycle of dissolution, and then again by another cycle of creation. Creation, dynamics, movement, and dissolution, statics, inertia, both make up the logical order in which nature
Functions. Okay. Pandita Usha Harikaran, I don't know the audience very well. Can you please call a name that can read number 3?
Mahesh ji, are you online, Mahesh ji?
Maheshji, please read number 3 for us. Or Yes, go ahead.
In the process of the creation of the universe, after the Big Bang, explosion takes place. Planets are flung out into curved space. Attracted to the sun, they eternally revolve around the sun.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Behan Karuna Mohan, can you read number 3 again?
In the process of the creation of the universe, after the Big Bang explosion takes place, planets are flung out into curved space. Attracted to the sun, they eternally revolve around the sun.
Very good. Pandita Harikaran, can you choose someone to read number 4? Yeah, in fact, I will need 2 people. Choose one now, and the second person reads subsequently.
Pandita Visheka Singh and
Pandita
Pandita
Visheka,
Singh
number 4.
and Ratna Singh.
Visheka and Ratna.
Rotation causes the concept of time to be realized. Time is divided basically into day and night, principally because of the influence of the sun and moon.
Thank you. Ratnaji, again.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste,
Rotation.
Ratnaji.
Rotation causes the concept of time to be realized. Time is divided basically into day and night, principally because of the influence of the sun and the moon.
Pasha. Pandita Harikaran, 2 people to read number 5.
I've got Pandit Yuvesh Ji and
Sorry, I'm
Pandit
driving and listening. I won't be able to read. I'm actually driving from school. I'm heading home now. So I'm
Okay, no
driving and
problem.
listening. Yep.
Pandit Resma and Pandit
Bastev.
I saw Prashna Duzraj come on. For
Yes,
number 6,
Ratna.
you may get her to read number 6. One of the people to read
Ratna.
number 6. I need 2 people to read number 5.
Pratna and Resma.
Number
Pandit
5?
Resma.
Okay, go ahead.
Pandit
Prashna,
Resma.
number 5.
In creating the universe, God separated it in 3 principal regions: heaven, sky, and earth.
Somebody else read number 5 again.
Pratna or Judy Singh. Pandit Judy Singh.
Pandita Judy, read number 5.
In creating the universe, God separated it in 3 principal regions: heaven, sky, and earth.
Okay, Jagdish Prakash from Canada, read number 6. And Pandita Harikaran, I need a second name. Jagdish Prakash, read number 6.
In addition to these 3 main divisions, he created other regions filled with natural objects that are meant to yield happiness for humanity.
Somebody else read number 6.
Rajji, Raj Rampasad.
Namaste, everybody. In addition to these 3 main divisions, he created other regions filled with natural objects that are meant to yield happiness for humanity.
And finally, number 7, I need 2 names. Tejo, read number 7 for us. And then Pandita Harikaran will give us a second name.
Namaste, Guruji. The present creation is just like the past one, and the future one will resemble this current creation. This uniformity in all cycles of creation points to the intelligence of a conscious creator. There is nothing like natural, spontaneous, or magical creation. It is all the result of a cosmic plan that existed in the cosmic mind.
Good, very good. Would somebody please read number 7 again?
Pandit Reena Bura.
The
You have to
present
unmute.
creation is just like the past one, and the future one will resemble this current creation. This uniformity in all cycles of creation points to the intelligence of a conscious creator. There is nothing like natural, spontaneous, or magical creation. It is all the result of a cosmic plan that existed in the cosmic mind.
Very good, thank you. And with the permission of the South Africa Arya Samaj, more so Pandita Usha Devi Prasad, who invited me to come here, I'll stop sharing, and I will ask that if you all want, we can organize a second session sometime later on. But we have with us, um, I think more than 72 people with us. Let me see how I can gallery. Yes, we have well, 10 people left us. We have gone down to 65. But thank you, Prisha. I'm sorry I didn't call upon you to read. But thank you all very much. And Pandita Usha will call me and tell me because I think they have a plan. They have a weekly plan.
Sorry,
So
Dr. G. Um, Pandit Aarti Shannon has put up on the chat that we definitely would like you to host another session, and we will definitely contact you because it's so much of information and so valuable information. We would love to have you again. It is now, we've got another 4 minutes to go. I don't know, would you like me to just go through the messages that have appeared on the chat?
yes.
So by Karuna Ji, it says this lecture will be featured in the Ved Jyoti and will be accessible on the website www.aryasamajsa.org. Then Pandit Aarti Shannon we would be only too happy to host you again, Dr. G. Then Surili Avantika, dear Arya Parivar, it is such a wonderful and inspiring lecture on the Vedas. Thank you, Panditji. What a beautiful analysis of Sandhya. It was lovely meeting you in the Netherlands. Sa Prem Namaste. Asha Lata Chotai and Frank and Surili Avantika, the Netherlands. And then Pandit Shobha has requested that we have another session.
Well,
And,
yes, go ahead.
Dr. G, if I'm so sorry, but we have the last 3 minutes. Are you happy that we end now, or would you like to go on for a few more minutes?
No, I would like to end because it's extremely hot in India. Hot. And the AC died, and I'm sweating like crazy. It might interfere with my ability to think. So I don't know I don't think I can continue. This might have to be repaired tomorrow, and it's now 11:30, and I don't want to. Dr. Surendra is downstairs, and I don't. I'm a guest, and I don't want to go beyond my limits. So please let me end here. But I would like you all. I would like to share my WhatsApp number, and I would like for you all to contact me on WhatsApp and let me have your look. Here is I'm going to put my WhatsApp number. Pandita Usha Harikaran, can you see this?
Not your WhatsApp number. I can see your slide. Not your WhatsApp number. Now I can see
me writing? Do you see me
Yes.
writing?
I do.
That's 917-660-2948. I would like for you to add this number to your contacts and pull me up on WhatsApp and send me a message. Tell me where you didn't agree with me, or tell me where I could have been better serving, or whatever. Give me a comment. You don't need to praise me, but I must tell you, Pandita Usha Harikaran, doing a second session would involve, and Aarti Shannon knows this, would involve a dakshina. And the dakshina is a few of those potatoes that boil very soft when you make the biryani in South Africa.
Yeah, yes, Dr. G, for sure.
I need a few of those.
We must invite you to come and have the biryani here.
Only with the potato. My big sister, Indira Prakash, would like, I've told her about these potatoes, and I need some of those potatoes shipped to my address in New York. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Dr. G. For our all our friends that have joined today, Dr. G's books and lectures are available on the internet and are available worldwide. We will now close with Shantipat. Dr. G, thank you very, very much. Shantipat will close now. Om Deo Shantir Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shantir Apa Shantir Oshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shantir Vishwadeva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantir Eva Shanti Sama Shantir Edi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good
Namaste.
night.
Namaste, everybody. Stay well.
Namaste. Namaste,
I
Dr.
need the
G.
potatoes. Pandit Harikaran, I need the potatoes.